I send you to go to test, and now you're testing positive for alcohol. Guess what happens now? He goes with you.
Not sure why he has this device on his phone.
I don't know, but there's a bond condition. And when you don't live up to the bond condition, there are consequences, just like anything in life. When you have a criminal case, you have conditions that you have to live by. And when you don't, there are very serious consequences.
You're the blueprint.
Right
Don't
away.
let anyone treat
Pay
you like a
attention
rough
to
draft.
what's happening here. This isn't a trial about whether he's guilty of fleeing police. It's a bond violation hearing. That means the judge's focus isn't on the original charge. The question is much simpler. Did he follow the court's rules while out on bond?
Mr. Styer, you're on bond for fleeing a police officer. The report is that your device is in lockout, and it's been in lockout since 10/24.
Sir, can we address the need for this bond condition?
I don't remember the case, so let's do PC real quick,
Yes, Judge.
and then we'll go from there.
So on August 17th, 2024, at approximately 2 a.m., the officers observed a vehicle with a defective tail lamp and tried to initiate a traffic stop. The vehicle had ample opportunities to stop at multiple well-lit parking lots, but drove 0.46 miles of the final stop location. The defendant had red glossy eyes and continuously, I apologize. The defendant had red glossy eyes and
You're the blueprint.
Right
Don't
away.
let anyone treat
Pay
you like a
attention
rough
to
draft.
what's happening here. This isn't a trial about whether he's guilty of fleeing police. It's a bond violation hearing. That means the judge's focus isn't on the original charge. The question is much simpler. Did he follow the court's rules while out on bond? Vote. Now And if things the answer get is no, interesting, the consequences can come fast. Officers reportedly observed signs of alcohol impairment, found an open container, and even discovered a firearm in the vehicle. Yet somehow, the defendant wasn't charged with DWI. That's exactly the contradiction the judge is about to zero in on. Was this a missed charge, a weak investigation, or something else entirely?
the vehicle was running, and the officers also observed a slight odor of an alcoholic beverage from the defendant's body. The defendant had slurred speech and repeated, "I'm just trying to go home, I came from work," but the defendant could not specify his place of work. The defendant denied drinking alcohol, and the officers found an open container of color XO brandy container under the driver's seat and a Taurus pistol under the passenger seat without a holster.
So what bond conditions were on there that they're alleging him to have violated? Let's see. You want to help me out?
Sorry?
This is Styer,
Yes.
please.
I have one here. He doesn't have any previous violations, it's just that the device is a lockout.
What device?
The ignition interlock device.
So they put an ignition interlock. I guess the magistrate put an ignition interlock.
You're the
Vote
blueprint.
right
Don't
away.
let anyone treat
Pay
you like a
attention
rough
to
draft.
what's happening here. This isn't a trial about whether he's guilty of fleeing police. It's a bond violation hearing. That means the judge's focus isn't on the original charge. The question is much simpler. Did he follow the court's rules while out on bond? Vote. Now And if things the answer get is interesting, no, the consequences catch can that? come fast. Officers reportedly observed signs of alcohol impairment, found an open container, and even discovered a firearm in the vehicle. Yet somehow, the defendant wasn't charged with DWI. That's exactly the contradiction the judge is about to zero in on. Was this a missed charge, a weak investigation, or something else entirely? Vote. This is actually a fascinating legal distinction. The judge is separating two completely different issues: the quality of the police investigation versus compliance with bond conditions. Even if the officer made mistakes, or failed to investigate a potential DWI properly, that doesn't automatically excuse someone from following a court order. It's a reminder that bond conditions live in their own legal universe.
Charged with DWI.
Yes, conditions were ordered on August 28th. And
I get it, but he's alleged of alcohol in the car. I don't know. How, I mean, begs the question, why didn't they charge him?
It should have been a DWCW judge. We're talking to this officer. It should have been a different charge.
I can't say this should have been a different charge. Officers are officers. We're supposed to allow them to do their job, and when their job doesn't rise to what Folk think it should be.
The vehicle was
Vote
running, and the
right
officers
away.
also
Pay
observed
attention
slight
to
proof of
what's
an
happening
alcoholic beverage
here.
from the
This
defendant's
isn't a
body.
trial
The
about
defendant
whether
had
he's
slurred
guilty
speech
of
and
fleeing
repeated, "I'm
police.
just trying to
It's a
go
bond
home. I came from
violation
work,"
hearing.
but the defendant
That
could not
means the
specify
judge's
his place of
focus
work.
isn't on
The
the
defendant
original
denied drinking
charge.
alcohol,
The
and the
question is
officers
much
found an
simpler.
open container
Did he
of
follow the
color
court's rules
XO
while out
brandy
on bond?
container under the
Now
driver's
the
seat
answer is
and as
no.
far as
The
pistol under the
consequences
passenger seat
come
of the
fast.
officer.
Officers
So
reportedly
what bond
observed signs
conditions
of
were
alcohol
on there
impairment,
that
found an
they're
open
alleged
container,
to have
and even
violated?
discovered a firearm in the
You gonna help me
vehicle.
out?
Yet somehow,
This
the
is
defendant
Styer,
wasn't charged with
please.
DWI. That's exactly the contradiction the judge is about to zero in on.
What device?
Was this a missed charge, a weak investigation,
So they put
or
an
something
ignition
else
interlock. I
entirely?
guess the magistrate put the
Though,
ignition
this
interlock.
is actually a fascinating
with
legal
DWI.
distinction. The judge is separating two completely different issues, the quality
get
of the
it,
police
but
investigation versus
alleged of
compliance
alcohol in the
with bond
car. I don't know.
conditions.
How,
Even if the
begs the
officer
question,
made
why did they
mistakes
charge him?
or failed to
He should have been
investigate a
deemed to be
potential
judge.
DWI
We're talking to
properly,
this officer.
that doesn't
It should have been
automatically
a
excuse someone
I
from
can't
following
say
a
this
court
should have
order.
been a different charge. We're
It's a
supposed to,
reminder that
officers are
bond
officers.
conditions live in
We're
their own
supposed to
legal
allow them to do their
universe.
job, and when their
Vote.
job
And now comes a
doesn't rise
pivotal
to
moment.
what
The defense is
folk think
arguing
it
that the
should be,
device
then all of a
itself may
sudden
be
they
the
didn't do their
problem,
job
not the
right. We want to talk
defendant.
to the supervisor.
If the
Officer
lockout
didn't
was
charge
caused
him,
by
he
a
didn't charge him.
technical
So
issue,
you only got
that's a
charged
very
with fleeing. I
different
don't understand
story
why
than
he's got this
intentionally
device on.
Did they
ignoring a
do field
court
sobriety
order.
tests?
They did not,
The
Your Honor.
next few minutes could determine whether this is a misunderstanding or a serious violation with
Was there any
immediate
indication that he was
consequences.
intoxicated?
Then all of a sudden they didn't do their job right. We want to talk to the supervisor. Officer didn't charge him. He didn't charge him. So he only got charged with fleeing. I don't understand why he's got this device on
Did
his
they
car.
do field sobriety tests?
They did not, Your Honor.
There was no DWI investigation done at the scene.
Was there any indication that he was intoxicated?
Yes, he had slurred speech, red glossy eyes.
And an odor of alcoholic beverage.
Yes.
Maybe the officer didn't think it rose to the event. At any rate, the officer didn't call it in as a DWI. And whether the state thinks it's shoddy work or not, we don't punish the defendant because the officer did shoddy work.
Punish them for having bond conditions and not.
I fully understand that. And that's why I wanted to address the need for the bond condition as well as the bond. I understand that the machine's not working or it's in a lockout status, but I'd also like to address why we're having it. So you didn't put it on there.
I didn't, but I think that it's a reasonable restriction when it is, for all intents and purposes, they just didn't charge it because maybe they had an officer that was a rookie, didn't know what they were doing. I can't tell you how many reports that I have see here that might as well have been written in Mandarin, you know?
From the defense perspective, this is.
I understand
that we have to work with, and if they've got a rookie or if they've got a shoddy investigation, that shouldn't be his fault. Then that's their
But
issue.
it is his fault for not complying
Absolutely.
with the bond condition. That's what happens now, Mr. Styer.
Just don't say.
What can you possibly say that can help?
I don't, I was saying, I don't understand why it's locked. I called the people about it. I told them never it's a troubleshoot with your device. We'll try to figure it out on our end. But they never give no information about what to do.
He can remedy that today, Judge.
No. Figure out now. I'm not going to let him go and then try to figure it after the fact. I'd like to do it now. What do you think? Do you know why it's in lockout?
I don't, that's what I'm looking at right now. So, because for all of our other devices we have, I don't see anything on the 24th or past that until the email sent to the DVR.
Would you mind looking into, please, as to why it's in lockout? It might take a little bit.
I
And
understand.
have you take a seat in the jury box while we figure this out, and then maybe 5-10 minutes, we'll come back and we'll
I
see.
understand.
And then,
From the defense perspective, we should still address the need of this. I mean, the officer is part of the state. He is part of the state's witnesses. They didn't make the allegation. They didn't file the charges. I'm still contesting outside of the fact that the machine doesn't work. And mind you, he didn't make the machine. He doesn't calibrate the machine. If the machine doesn't work, that could be no fault of his own, and we can correct that today. But if
let's do, Mr. Slider.
yes,
I was going to send you now for a drug and alcohol test. Let's see what pops up. You know,
that's
we can
fair, Judge.
we'll see how he's behaving while he's on bond.
My drug test comes back with nothing on it. It will let
Yes. This question is if this drug test is clear, free of any alcohol, any drugs.
Let's cross that bridge when we get there.
We'll do,
Send you
Judge.
for a test now, and we'll go from there. If you're clean, it'll go a long way for you. If you're dirty, cross that bridge when we get there.
sir.
My only concern, Mr. Styer, is public safety. Nothing else matters in my life. And if you're gonna play adult games, or if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes or you get adult consequences, right? When you act like a child, we treat you like a child. If you do great things, then we congratulate you and reward you, right?
Sir.
Okay, just take a seat for a moment, Terry. We'll be
Thanks,
back. All right, Mr. Slider. So I'm not happy with it.
I know.
It's unacceptable. He's in lockout. A court order is a court order. You know, he's in lockout because he failed to go get it calibrated. Not because of this, not because of that, because he didn't call, no. You failed to go get it locked down, or you failed to go get it calibrated. That's why it's in lockout. I send you to go to test, and now you're testing positive for alcohol. Guess what happens now? That's right. Actions have consequences, Mr. Styer. He goes with you. I'm sorry, but I can't continue to do it, man. It's unacceptable.
Judge, are you revoking his bond? What are you gonna set the new bonds at?
5,001.
5,000 more than the original bond,
Oh,
which is 5,000?
what's it at now? Is it 100?
Let me check.
It's at 100. So 5,001.
So bond, okay.
5,001. Yeah. Was it you? Sorry, Kavita, but
It's okay.
it's just too much.
Thank you, Judge.